Okay, so Doctor Who season 20 has a documentary about the Magna Carta that opens with this warning here, or whatever this preamble, and then the documentary starts. Now, I happen to have the DVD of the story with the Magna Carta featurette. And sure enough, it's longer. So I played them at the same time, and there was one interesting difference near the beginning, which told me where this was headed. But perhaps I should just show how it's different. So it would have ended, and all of this you're about to see, you'll see the rest of this is, talking about kings and things and the thing. So I'll just show you a little bit of what's added or what was removed between the DVD release and the Blu-ray about a decade later.
Guilty, you cannot be detained without being charged and in due course tried, is fundamental. It's fundamental in the civilized world.
As you settle back into the freedoms of 21st century life, you might reflect on how lucky you are to be living at the end of the process that gave you those freedoms.
I just want to point out, these are all shots from the Doctor Who episode that this is associated with, just so you know.
If so, you might be surprised to learn that some believe that the process has not ended, but has gone into reverse. They could probably pin the start of that reversal to a very specific day. The terror attacks on New York's World Trade Center on September the 11th, 2001, allegedly masterminded by Osama bin Laden, caused the governments of the US and the UK to declare a war on terror.
The judiciary in the United States is allowing a presidential executive power to imprison people in Guantanamo Bay in Cuba without trial. Quite routinely, people are being tortured, detained for years without any charge being brought against them. Now that is completely in opposition to the principles of Magna Carta and the rule of law. It's arbitrary power being exercised by an executive authority. It's the opposite of Magna Carta. And it's the opposite of the Bill of Rights.
In attempting to protect ancient rights, new legislations were sought.
If you think about
this
the
is
debate here in the UK,
this is a documentary on a Doctor Who DVD.
Charge, you think of Guantanamo Bay, you think of extraordinary rendition, for heaven's sake. This is about pulling out the foundation stone of the rule of law and democracy. And if you pull out the foundation stone, the whole edifice comes down with it.
So yeah, that was the big difference. There was only one other difference, which is at the beginning, and I'll show you.
Magna Carta. We've all heard of it, and most of us have a pretty good idea what it was, who signed it, where, and possibly even when. But when we get to questions like, why was it signed? How did it help to shape the world we know today? And what on earth does it have to do with this man? We're probably on less certain ground. In fact, we might be in danger of coming over as a bunch of ignorant peasants. In which case, we wouldn't look too out of place if we went on holiday.
So there was a 15-second chunk of that was out. So I'm playing the two at the same time. I'm playing this.
Magna Carta. We've all heard of it, and most of us have a pretty good idea what it was, who signed it, where, and possibly even when. But when we get to questions like, why was it signed, and how did it help to shape the world we know today, we're probably on less certain ground. In fact, we might be in danger of...
Nothing about, and what does it have to do with this man? Compliance reasons.